Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And I want to just speak on this article here from theoutline.com. Justin Timberlake is rebranding as a white man. Alright, it says the former NSYNC singer is the latest pop star to embrace his authentic roots. Now, first and foremost, he came out in his career. He was with was it NSYNC, and then he flipped over to, like, you know, he's a pop singer. Then he flipped over to like R&B, which is more associated with so-called black culture. All right, and now he's flipping back, you know, the other way to, you know, represent more of a so-called white culture, or Edomite, because we know the so-called black man are the Israelites. Now, what I want to speak on is, first and foremost, I think Justin Timberlake is the high possibility he's a Israelite that looks like a so-called white man. But that's not the point of this lesson. The point is he's trying to go back, and they call it embracing his authentic roots. Now, there's going to come a point where nobody ain't going to want to be associated with being a so-called white man. Okay, it's going to be known that that's pretty much the worst thing you could associate yourself to, and the worst heritage to possess. All right, because the so-called white man represents who? The Edomites. All right, the seed of Edom, and that seed is a cursed seed. That seed is a despicable seed, a seed which is only going to inherit shame and destruction everlasting. Right, see, in this world, because of the Edomites being in supremacy and power and pushing the vibration of Edomite or white supremacy, the whole world desires to be of the so-called white man. They wish they were born a so-called white man. That's why you got bleaching. They want to bear the image of the so-called white man. You got Israelites that want to have the image of the so-called white man. Okay. But what you're going to find out is that you ain't going to get no people. First of all, everyone who's not an Edomite, in the time to come, they will not desire to be an Edomite. And everyone that is an Edomite will desire more than anything to not be an Edomite, because of the judgment of the Lord. Alright, now I want to start off by giving Daniel's 4 and 17. It says, this matter is by decree of the watchers, and by demand and the word demand by the word of the holy ones. Demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Now, the word base there means the lowest. Now, on one hand, it represents the person that's at the bottom. The Lord can take a people that's at the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, and rise them up to the top. And the Lord's going to do that in these last days. The basest people on the earth at the moment, in terms of position, the lowliest of station people of the earth at this moment in time, are the Israelites. But is the Lord not going to take the Mount of Israel and set it above all the hills? Yes. And that's by his decree. And that's the power. And at the moment, the people who are regarded in the highest honor, the so-called white men, the Edomites, they're going to be brought low. They're going to be brought down to the scripture says what hell from beneath is going to meet them, man. They're going to be brought low. All right. Now, Psalms 47:7 says, for God, meaning the Most High, is the king of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. The Most High reigneth over the heathen. All right. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. Right. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of God, which are the Israelites, the elect of Israel. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. And what the earth is going to find out, that when all is said and done, the nation of Israel is going to be established over the rest of the planet simply because the Most High said so. And the nation of Edom is going to be abased and destroyed simply because the Most High said so. And that decree and that destiny is aligned with the seed and its heritage. You see, in this realm, Esau has been passing on to his children what? Supremacy. He's been passing on wealth. Like when an Edomite dies, they'll have a will. You know, like they say the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they all inherited riches. They inherited a position. They inherited a image which is glorified on the earth. What they call so-called white privilege. Alright, and everyone's seeking to get a piece of that white privilege. That's why you got Sammy Sosa bleaching himself. Because he's trying to look like an Edomite so that he can get some of the prestige of being an Edomite. But what you gotta understand is that the seed of Esau has passed on something which is beyond riches, beyond anything in this world. They passed on a curse, which is ultimately going to lead to their destruction. Right? Malachi 1:4 says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. And who's the they? The people of the world. See, the day's going to come when everyone on earth is going to know exactly who they're going to know who the Most High is. They're going to know who his son is. They're going to know who his people are. And they're going to know who the wicked of the earth are. And everyone's going to know that it was Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They're not going to even recognize nothing as white people. They're going, yeah, the Edomites. Everyone's going to sing this tune. They're going to have this understanding in due time. And they're going to know that, hey, these Edomites are the people whom the Lord hath indignation against forever. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. Alright? I missed one of the key verses. Malachi 1:3. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Now, you look at the word heritage, man. I want to look at the word heritage. It means possession, property, inheritance, heritage, property, portion, share, inheritance, portion. Alright? The Lord's going to break them down. That's a curse onto them. They're going to be broken. And that's been passed on. And that's the root of Esau. See, you got Justin Timberlake talking about how he wants to go back, rebrand himself as a so-called white man. If he knew what it means to be an Edomite, he'd be hoping like hell he ain't an Edomite. And he'd be trying to stay far away from that image. Because Esau is destined for destruction. By decree of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, man. This is 2nd Esdras, the 3rd chapter. Is the 3rd chapter, say it. Sorry, the 3rd chapter. It says here, verse 13. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou shewest thy will. So the royal line came through Abraham, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. See, even back then, the prophets, everyone knew that there was a particular seed out of Abraham that the promises and the blessings was unto, and not to all seeds of the earth. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. So Esau was put by. And so Jacob became a great multitude. Alright, so Esau was put by. Esau doesn't share in the glory of being the chosen seed of the Lord. In fact, quite the opposite. Okay? Esau is a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction, man. And like I said, when that knowledge becomes evident, man, people ain't gonna be trying to seek to be branding themselves as to look like an Edomite or be anything to do or a part of any form of anything. They're going to be running away from anything to do with Esau and Edom. Alright? Because only death is going to surround that man. Because that's his judgment. Death, destruction, pain, sorrow, shame. Justin Timberlake, man, which I believe he's an Israelite, man, he ain't going to be trying to rebrand himself as no white man in that day. Alright, ain't gonna be nobody trying to look like the so-called white man, or even trying to associate themselves because it's going to become evident that they're cursed, and you don't want to be a partaker in that. Okay? Just like you got people today, they don't really want to be no Negro, Hispanic, or Native American Indians, because they know that in this world we're getting a raw deal. But there's gonna come a time when they're gonna wish that they're Israelites, man. They're gonna wish that they shared in our heritage. They're gonna wish that their roots were of Israel. Okay? When the Lord does his thing. So anyway, I just wanted to speak on that real quick, because I noticed this, man, and it's just typical. Alright, ain't nobody gonna wanna have nothing to do with being an Edomite real soon. Even the Edomites, they're gonna try and run away from being an Edomite. But the thing is with the Lord is the judgment is upon that seed, man. And if you're an Edomite, you ain't gonna escape that. And Lord will, I'm gonna do a video on that, because he got Esau pushing this trans vibration, that you can transform yourself from one thing to another. Listen, if you're an Edomite, you're an Edomite. Just like if you're a man, you're a man, and if you're a woman, you're a woman. Esau's pushing this trans vibration because he's trying to transition him from being an Edomite to being something else. It doesn't work like that. You're an Edomite, and you're going to face the judgment which is written of Esau, and that's the bottom line, because the Most High said so. There is no trans. You know, trans. If you can have a transsexual, or if you can have a transgender, then you can have a trans nation. You can change the seed. No, you can't. Just like you can't change your seed, you can't change your sex. You can't change none of that. It's set. The Lord set it up like that. And you're not going to overturn the judgment of the Lord, man. Alright? With your witchcraft and your trickery. Because the Lord ain't tricked. The Lord is not mocked. Alright? So with that, I'm going to say shalom.